Harry's wife. Blood on their hands. A dramatic title indeed. What vicious and despicable acts have Harry's wife and Harry been engaging in now? Have they been sacrificing small children and drinking their blood in order to try and stay young? Have they been slaughtering the innocent somewhere in order to acquire their natural minerals and assets? Undoubtedly, this terrible twinsome have been engaging in something dark, despicable, and downright disgusting. There must be. Let's find out, because thankfully, Radar Online is here to tell us what's actually been going on, with the headline, "His health is an ongoing conversation. Prince William fears Harry is killing their father with vicious assault on royals," sources reveal. What an outrage. Prince Harry with a vicious assault. What is he doing? Is he storming Buckingham Palace with an AK-47? Or is he abseiling down the walls of Kensington Palace and trying to find his father inside whilst shooting at him with a spud gun? Maybe he has got the red mist of Call of Duty and has gone absolutely batshit rage crazy and is running through the corridors of Buckingham Palace with a great big royal cushion, ready to smother it all over his father's head. Outrageous, treasonable behaviour. Stop the ginger, I declare. But perhaps I've got it all wrong, and maybe Radar Online are going to provide me and furnish me with the facts. We can only dive in and find out. Radar Staff, a rather unusual name, tells us, incensed Prince William has become utterly disgusted with his kid brother Harry's vicious assault on the palace. But sources said his biggest fear is the family drama has taken a terrible toll on their father, King Charles's health. RadarOnline.com has learned. "William is keeping a vigilant eye on King Charles," said an insider. "His health is an ongoing conversation behind palace doors." Charles, 74, has had COVID twice, and his chronically swollen hands and feet have experts worried that the monarch is suffering edema, a condition linked to dire kidney problems. "William just cannot fathom how heartless and selfish Harry continues to behave when he must know their father isn't in the best of health," said a source. "He no longer believes Harry is being manipulated by Harry's wife. To him, the royal crisis is clearly his brother's doing, driven by money and revenge. His feeling is if Harry has a bone to pick, make it with him and leave their father out of it." William's wife, Kate, 41, also got raked over the coals in her 38-year-old brother-in-law explosive memoir, Spare. But sources insist she wants peace between the warring brothers. "I want peace," said Kate yesterday. Kate remembers better days between William and Harry when they were happy to all hang out together," said the insider. "She clings to that memory and continues to try and act as peacemaker, despite the fact that Harry painted her as a snob who wasn't very helpful or sympathetic to Harry's wife in his book, Allah." But for the moment, 40-year-old William's primary concern is watching over his father, who is overweight, suffers from high blood pressure, and deals with a lot of stress besides all the problems with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Giving Charles a bit of a kicking, isn't it? Oi, Porky. "If the unthinkable happened to King Charles, William believes Harry and Harry's wife would have blood on their hands," said the palace source. "They need to stop their attacks before tragedy ensues." A handful of royal relatives are pushing for a reconciliation before Charles's coronation on May the 6th, sources said. Harry and Harry's wife expect to be invited, but it would be very bad for Charles if things weren't resolved by then, said a source. There's still time for that serious discussion between William and Harry. It should just be the two of them, It won't be pleasant, but it needs to be done because William will never forgive Harry if something happens to Charles. Well, make of that what you will. But one thing that it is important to understand is that the narcissist, of course, is not completely invulnerable. And the fact is that repeated threats to control can result in anxiety and can lead to additional health problems for that particular narcissist. So because Charles faces these repeated threats to control and threats to his facade, which is also a further threat to control, this may well result in anxiety being experienced and could lead to further health complications. Of course, the suggestion there's blood on the hands of Harry and Harry's wife is all rather dramatic, but nevertheless, it demonstrates, of course, the absence of emotional empathy exhibited by her as a narcissist attacking another one, and also in the way that she has caused Prince Harry to behave by causing him to turn against his family, for reasons that I've explained at length elsewhere, and how he has fallen into that fog of misbehaviour, confusion, and emotional thinking. Naturally, William as a normal has emotional empathy for his father, and therefore sees the attacks from his brother and his sister-in-law as not only reprehensible, but also downright disgusting, because they're having an impact upon his father. He loves his father. As a normal, he has substantial emotional empathy for his father, because he sits within that small circle of emotional empathy that normals exhibit. This means that the behaviours that his brother and sister-in-law are engaging in will cause him particular concern, but he is maintaining that stoic approach of not responding to them, despite, of course, privately, undoubtedly being upset by it. I leave it to you, of course, as always, to determine the veracity of material such as this, but it does show, of course, the consequences of the behaviour of the narcissist in terms of utilising the intimate partner primary source as a lieutenant, and then also impacting upon the wider family through the relentless malign hoovering that takes place, be it both direct and indirect. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.